artist Krista Kim sold a virtual house as an NFT for $500,000. There were a lot of discussions going on everywhere, and I even got in touch with Krista to talk about the virtual house. But think about it, a virtual house, a render, which to be honest, architects just shell out every day, was sold for more than $500,000. And to be honest, it's not just about the virtual house. A single JPEG was sold for $69 million, and a tweet was sold for close to $3 million. A tweet. What the f is happening?
Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are exploding in popularity.
NFT sales hitting $340 million.
But what are NFTs? And why are people trying to get rich off them?
Well, to answer this question, we need to understand one simple term. NFTs.
NFT, 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 NFT.
The far bigger impact of an NFT is the technology itself.
Basically, to understand NFTs or non-fungible tokens, we need to break it down and understand these words separately. Fungible and tokens. The term fungible literally means something that is easily replaceable by another identical item or is interchangeable. So let's say a blank piece of canvas is a fungible item. But this painting that I made for my mom and dad for their 25th anniversary is a non-fungible item because it is not replaceable or interchangeable. So the N and the F in the NFTs refers to non-fungible, that means which is non-interchangeable or unique. But where the whole thing gets complicated is the T.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
The T in NFTs refers to tokens. But before we look at tokens, we need to look at the technology underneath them. The blockchain.
People think I'm a nerd, but I'm actually super cool. That's why I'm here to talk about the really cool subject of distributed consensus-based cryptocurrency. Kachinga. So imagine you want to spend money online. Let's say $2 on supporting an amazing YouTube channel via Patreon and getting access to behind the scenes content, exclusive content and bonus videos. So basically, when you go to the Patreon site and pay for it, the information of the transaction is stored by your bank. The bank basically checks if you have the $2, gives an okay to the Patreon people, and the funds can now be transferred. And the only way to access the information of this transaction is through the bank. Now, the blockchain technology can help you do the exact same thing except by cutting out all the middlemen. The technology runs on computers all connected to each other via the internet. So going back to you wanting to support the YouTube channel via Patreon, this time when you want to spend $2, these many computers of the blockchain technology will verify if you even have the $2. And if you do, they will allow the transaction to happen and make a public record of it. Basically what will happen is these computers will handle the creation and storage of the information of this transaction and cut out the banks entirely. And that is why the blockchain technology is also called decentralized, because there is no central system that governs it and stores all of this information. As long as there is the internet and computers are connected to it, the blockchain technology will work. And that is also why you can't just fake blockchain information, because the information is not just stored in one place, it is stored in multiple computers spread throughout the world. And you can't possibly change the information in all of them.
Basically, the blockchain is a permanent record.
Okay, so that was a very simplified version of how the blockchain technology works. But how will knowing it help you to understand why a virtual house was sold for
$500,000?
Well, it's gonna tie up in the end, I promise.
The internet gave us a whole world of exciting new possibilities. So I guess this is a story of how it changed our lives.
Now coming back to the tokens, when we talk about token in the blockchain technology, think of it as a certificate of ownership for virtual or physical assets. So NFTs are these certificates created for these unique items. Okay, so now let's say you want to buy this cute ass video of my nephew just being adorable. I will create an NFT for it. And now using the blockchain technology, you can transfer $1 million to me. Yes, that is exactly how much I'm gonna mint it for. Once the transaction is verified, the money comes to me and the NFT is transferred to you.
And all of this is part of the public record. So as cryptocurrency and the use of blockchain technology has been on the rise, people have been minting more and more NFTs. This can be a tweet, a video, a GIF, however you pronounce it, and even a virtual house. The virtual house that was sold for $500,000 was called the Mars House, and it was created by artist Krista Kim. It was also one of the first and the earliest NFTs sold. I actually talked to Krista, discussed about the house, and even the price at which it was sold.
So during the height of the COVID crisis, during the lockdowns, I was inspired to create my dream home. And my dream home basically is a home that has LED substrates for the entire ceiling and walls. So this is the concept that I created, and I wanted it to be, of course, minimalist, and I wanted the art to be the main experience of the home and the main feature of the home. So really the home is like an art sculpture. Okay, so I completed the project between March and May of last year. And then of course, December rolls around and I was researching Bitcoin and Ethereum for my own personal investments. I didn't really know what they were before. And then I went down the rabbit hole of decentralization. And so I began to research art, blockchain, and I discovered there were NFTs. And it's an interesting question also, because it's like, can a digital house be the same price as an actual house? And that was a debate that I actually asked myself before I minted the piece. I knew that the work would be a groundbreaking piece, just for the argument alone. But then commanding the price that it has really solidifies the thesis that we are entering into a whole new paradigm of what is valued, what is the concept of value, and what is our, even the concept of money, and switching from currency to crypto, and the power shift, between the old world and the crypto revolution. And of course, what will the future look like when we have an augmented reality lifestyle? What will people buy? What do people value? The world is changing so quickly. So yeah, it's a very exciting time.
When we talk about the future of architecture in this NFT-filled world, things won't completely change. We are still architects. We're still gonna build physical spaces. The only difference might be we get paid for these buildings via the blockchain technology in the future. But I think this technology can do something much more different. We are slowly and steadily moving towards a world where, just like all people have a social media presence, they might have, let's say, an augmented reality presence. There will be these digital spaces where we can interact with each other all around the world. And even though these spaces aren't real, the interactions are. And that is where I think architects might come in. The future of architecture, and this in no way means the whole profession turns to this, but a part of it might be designing these digital spaces. Imagine bringing spaces to life, virtually, where none of the users are physically present, but are still able to be in, to dwell in, and to interact in. You might even build some houses for the people living in the virtual world. Obviously, these are just some possibilities. Some might even say that these possibilities are also too far-fetched. But what do you think NFTs can do for this profession? Will they even have an impact? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, before we end this video, we need to talk about one major drawback of the blockchain technology. And it's a big one.
Along with all the hype around NFTs, experts have raised some concerns.
So remember that the technology relies on all of these computers to keep a track of each and every one of the transactions that happen on it. Yeah, that uses a lot of energy. So think about each transaction made on the blockchain technology, each NFT sold, is adding so much more carbon emissions to the earth. it is helping hasten the climate crisis. Because to make the transactions work, you need computers. For computers, you need power. And think about where does your electricity come from. So even though it might be an amazing technology, one that can open doors for a lot of people in this world, but is it worth it if there is no world left in the end? And that was it, you guys. That was my video on NFTs. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep discussing about NFTs and about its role in architecture. And also, I actually spoke to artist Krista Kim for a long time and did an extended interview with her. We discussed her work, we discussed the Mars house, we discussed NFTs, about its possibilities in the future. So you can go ahead and watch that video next. And that was it. I will see you guys soon with more content. Bye-bye.